Previously on Revenge.
When I was a child, my father was framed for a crime he didn't commit. Daniel, this is Amanda Clark.
She's back in town after all this time. Strange, right?
The only reason that Nolan invested with your father is because Tyler's blackmailing him.
The Graysons are incredibly powerful, Your Honor. I was intimidated into helping them frame David Clark.
I've hired a lawyer, Daniel. It might get ugly.
As far as I'm concerned, whatever you wanted, this divorce is yours.
Did you not want to play games with me?
Defense lawyers use the term duress to describe the use of force, coercion, or psychological pressure exerted on a client in the commission of a crime. When duress is applied to the emotionally unstable, the result can be as violent as it is unpredictable.
Hey, babe. I like your morning coffee.
You know how I like everything. I missed you last night.
Yeah, me too.
Any update on Tyler?
I never came home last night.
How's your mom holding up?
She's all right, considering the circumstances. She's passed the initial shock of the divorce papers, and now she's redirecting her energies into planning my birthday party.
And that's a bad thing?
My 21st, she hired the cast of Cirque du Soleil to perform. Subtlety is not her strong suit when it comes to parties.
Well, why don't we do something low-key? Maybe a clam bake on the beach?
Sounds perfect. I'll call my mom, tell her it was my idea.
I'll make sure she feels included.
Hello? Daniel? What are you doing here?
I'm on my way to sit down with your mother and our lawyers, and I was hoping that you and I could have a chat first.
You know what? I was just about to leave. Call me later?
Okay.
Mr. Grayson?
What do you want me to say, Dad?
Nothing. I'm just asking you to listen. I've got enough people hating me, son. I don't want to add you to the list. You and Charlotte, you're everything to me. I'm not asking you to take sides against your mother or even agree with my actions. Just don't cut me up, not completely.
Okay, what about Tyler? Clearly he was just using me to get to you, but you still hired him.
Admittedly, it was a mistake. I wasn't thinking clearly. Consider him gone.
And consider me back on board.
I'll see you at the office.
Mom?
Daniel.
You left without saying goodbye this morning.
I wanted to let you rest. I'm sure it was another sleepless night.
Well, actually, it was very comforting having you here last night.
Listen, I just spoke to Dad. As far as he's concerned, we patched things up. As far as I'm concerned, I'm positioned to get you whatever information you need to help you with your divorce.
Thank you, darling.
Tyler ever come home?
No, but I agree.
He's overstayed his welcome. I'm going to ask him to move out when he returns. Have you given any thought about how you want to celebrate your birthday?
Yeah. I wanted to keep it simple, so I'm just gonna throw a clam bake on the beach. Just family and 1 or 2 friends.
Whatever you want, darling.
You don't have to invite Dad.
Well, it's all for the greater good.
I'll check in with you in a bit.
Morning, Victoria. Thought we could spend some time going over concepts for Daniel's birthday celebration. Clam bake. I beg your pardon.
Daniel wants a clam bake. Please call Emily and see if you can lend her your severely overqualified hand.
Of course. I googled friendship on the interwebs. Apparently, when you have a fight with a friend, you're supposed to apologize.
Word of advice? Leave the joke cracking to me. You suck at it.
And the apologizing, how am I doing there?
I'm no expert, but I think an apology involves the words, I'm sorry.
Look, I actively taught myself not to trust people. What happened with you and Tyler caught me off guard, but I do believe you never set out to sabotage me.
On the contrary, all I ever set out to do was to help you and your dad. As much as I hate to admit it, you were right about Tyler. Terrible judge of character.
We all have our weaknesses. Tyler's just really good at exploiting them.
Yeah, now he's got all the ammo he needs. He stole my whale cam.
With all the video files in it?
Including everything that happened to Lydia, and now he's got all the physical evidence he needs to extort
Or
Conrad.
if we play it right, all the rope necessary to hang himself. Believe it or not, this could be good news.
Blackmail isn't just for breakfast anymore. Speaking of which, How's Amanda?
Hopefully not long for this part of the world. I made sure Victoria found out she's in town.
Devious.
First things first, we need to find out where Tyler is.
Covered. That red dot is the GPS from his cell.
So where is he?
South Fork Inn. I'm guessing the Grayson's block of business suites.
Will you let me know where to find it when he's back on the air?
You still haven't said you're sorry.
I'm sorry.
First on the docket is the triplex on Fifth Avenue.
Conrad can have it.
Why, you just spent $500,000 redecorating it.
The chalet in Aspen.
I despise the cold.
The house on Fisher Island.
Rather than wasting more time here, let me make this simple. My client is willing to give up her rights to every piece of property, except Grayson Manor.
Because your client knows that this property is worth more than all the other properties combined.
And as for the art, all she's asking for is the Renoir, the Pollock, and the Henry Moores.
And the Kandinsky.
Oh, what about the de Kooning I bought you for your 40th, the one you said you couldn't live without?
Well, like so many things, it hasn't aged well.
Against my advice, Miss Grayson's being more than fair here. In addition to her share of the finances, all she's asking for is one house, a few pieces of art, and, of course, Charlotte.
Mr. Grayson is seeking sole custody.
That's out of the question.
Charlotte came to live with me of her own volition. I'm just trying to honor that choice.
The only thing you've ever honored is your own ego. You've been on a campaign to alienate her from me for years.
Charlotte needed no provocation. Victoria was recently caught on camera confessing that she wished our daughter had never been born.
You're reprehensible.
Why don't we table this for now?
I concur. I took the liberty of glancing through the prenup that Victoria signed back in '86. We'll be using this as the basis for any financial discussions going forward.
Actually, Barbara, we won't. See, Victoria was pregnant when she signed the prenup, which by any court's definition would qualify as duress. Therefore, she's entitled to a full 50% of all assets accrued during the marriage.
Duress. Marrying me was the best thing that ever happened to that woman.
We'll see you in mediation.
How the hell did you get in here?
Tricks of the trade, my friend. Listen, I gave some more thought to the terms of our arrangement, Connie, and I decided that I'm no longer interested in working for your crappy little hedge fund.
Oh, good. Because I never really took your petty little threats seriously. What you claim to have is a copy of the delusional ramblings of a suicidal socialite. And if that printout even exists, there's no more validity to the accusations now than there was 18 years ago.
What I have is a video of your murdered henchman, Frank Stevens, tossing said socialite off a building. Not to mention an incriminating conversation between you and your whore about your complicity in framing David Clark.
And I'm assuming you have this video with you?
I wouldn't be that reckless. No, we have some negotiating to do first. Now, why don't you make me your best offer and I'll see what I can do about keeping that recording out of the hands of federal prosecutors.
You really are a son of a bitch, aren't you?
Yes. It does appear that you despicable people are starting to rub off on me.
It's not surprising that after this initial meeting, Conrad has no intention of simply handing over what we're asking for. I think you should be prepared for this to proceed to trial.
No, we'll handle this matter privately.
Then you may want to consider what you're willing to give up to avoid that eventuality.
I've already given up far too much.
I'm afraid you can't have it both ways. If talks break down to mediation, our best chance of defeating Conrad will be to expose his infidelities in open court.
This is a point you've made abundantly clear. There are other considerations.
What? Charlotte? Daniel? It's exactly what opposing counsel is counting on. Your maternal instincts working against your self-interest. You're playing right into their hands.
There's more than one way to lose a child in a divorce.
You're not going to lose anything. I happen to be quite good at what I do, Victoria, but I can't do anything unless you start trusting me. You said you were willing to get your hands dirty. Well, that time is fast approaching.
My hands are already dirty. That prenup I signed before we were married? I lied. I wasn't really pregnant when I signed it. The contract is valid.
And as far as Conrad knows?
I miscarried at 10 weeks.
That's exactly the kinds of secrets you agreed not to keep from me. I'll call you later in the day.
you.
I'm sorry, Miss Clark. That's privileged information.
Not anymore. I don't know if you heard, but my father was murdered in prison. As far as I'm concerned, you're just as guilty as the man who stabbed him to death.
What is that?
Every bit of evidence you could have used to prove his innocence. They got to you, didn't they? Victoria.
If you're looking for Daniel, I thought he was with you.
No, actually, I was looking for you. I was hoping you could help me find a photo that the photographer took of me and Daniel on the bow of the yacht at your Memorial Day party. It's our first picture that we took together, and I'm making a summer scrapbook for his birthday.
Aren't you inventive?
Well, what do you get the guy who has everything, right? And Daniel really wanted to keep it simple, so...
Well, it doesn't get much simpler than a clam bake. I'll have Ashley dig up the event photographer's number. That's assuming that she's not too busy helping out with Daniel's party.
Actually, she's recruited some of her own help for that. Jack Porter and Amanda Clark.
Oh?
Amanda is the little girl who lived in my cottage back in the early 90s. Daniel tells me that her father worked for Conrad's company before he...
Yes, it was a horrible time.
Do you remember Amanda at all?
Vaguely. Poor dear.
Well, if it isn't too awkward. I was thinking of inviting them to stay after the party's set up. Jack's become a very good friend, and, well, Amanda looks like she could use one, so...
Well, it sounds as if your mind is already made up. I'm certainly not going to get in your way.
Do you mind if I grab Daniel's squash racket from the pool house for him?
Of course. I'm sure you know the way by now.
Thanks. Hey, any luck trying out your computer?
Back online, baby. Shamu will be live in 3, 2, 1. Hiding in plain sight, Dora. I'm guessing backpack, duffel bag on the floor, northwest corner. Wait. I turned 10 degrees to your right. Walk forward.
Got it. Thanks.
Hit the road, babe. Tyler's 30 meters out. Emily?
Dr. Kutch's office.
Hi, this is Dr. Michelle Banks. I am treating a patient of Dr. Kutch's, and I'd like to discuss his case with him.
I'm afraid Dr. Kutch is still on leave of absence after the attack. What's the patient's name?
Tyler Barrel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you mind holding a minute? I'm gonna connect you with the detective. They've been searching for Tyler Barrel for several weeks.
Yeah, I don't mind holding.
Come on. You gotta be kidding me. Where is it?
This is a serious antipsychotic. It says if you stop taking it abruptly, it can cause a violent rebound effect.
Oh, cold turkey meets hot mess.
Something I'm sure Tyler's psychiatrist would be happy to testify to.
If his jaw were wired shut. What'd you do, Shannon?
He's on my mantle. Thought you could help me keep an eye on the place in case Tyler goes after Daniel.
Just like old times. And we're in SFPD database. Dr. Kutch was attacked May 22nd.
That's only a few weeks before Tyler showed up here.
Only contact, family, Alexander Barrow.
Is that his father?
Look, his brother. Let's see. 35, works as a trauma surgeon at San Francisco Medical Center.
All right, let's bypass the police, go straight to his family. They'll ask fewer questions. Where's Tyler now?
Still in the pool house?
Call his brother. See if you can get him to come get him before he hurts anybody.
Hello?
Is this, Alexander Barrel?
Yeah, who's this? Ross here, calling from the Hamptons.
We're having a situation with your little brother.
You found Ty? Like you found us.
He's off his meds.
Okay, listen, Ty can be very unpredictable when he's off his medication.
We're figuring that out.
Keep him calm and try not to upset him until I get there. I'll book a flight tomorrow.
No. Tomorrow's too late, Doc.
I'm gonna have a jet fueled up waiting for you at SFO. We'll get you here by nightfall. Or I could hand him over to the police.
Let me get there first. He needs medical attention. I'm on my way to the airport now.
Perfect. Thanks.
Where's Charlotte?
Oh, she went to buy a present for Daniel. Why don't you come in?
Thank you.
Tyler is blackmailing me.
What?
Claims to have a copy of that indicting speech Lydia was planning to deliver against us at that infernal benefit.
Impossible. I shredded it.
He also claims to have all the video footage from Lydia's loft the night Frank nearly killed her.
Tyler's behind it? I don't believe it.
Neither did I until I called the dean of Harvard Business. It turns out Tyler isn't even enrolled. His family quit paying his tuition last fall.
Are you saying that we've been victims of an extortion plot from the moment that Tyler set foot in our house?
Not long before that. No, I'm thinking he could have been planning this from the day he set his sights on our son.
Oh, great. The tent's been confirmed for the beach.
10. I thought we were keeping this small.
And cozy. You'll love it. Oh my god, I'm so glad you guys are here.
What's wrong?
Had a run-in with Tyler.
That's hardly what I call news.
No, this is different. There's something wrong with him. Found this in the pool house.
Antipsychotics?
Are you for real? I think he's gone off them. He trashed the place.
I'm going over there.
Be careful. I'm gonna come with you. So will I.
No, stay here. It's my fault he's here in the first place, okay? I'm sorry, Ash.
Fresh steamers. What's all this about?
We're putting together a clam bake for Daniel Grayson's birthday.
You kidding me?
No, why?
It's just that Jack used to have a thing for Grayson's girlfriend before you shut up, and now he's throwing parties for her boyfriend. It's so Jack.
What are you yipping about, Declan?
Just telling Amanda that they don't make him any easier going than you. Except when it comes to me, of course.
If you're talking about my being against you and Charlotte getting an apartment, that's not changing.
Well, maybe it doesn't have to. Took your advice, but it's not happening.
Knew you had a brain in there somewhere. All right, I'm off to dig a hole at Emily's.
I'll come with.
Okay.
So, you never told me how you and Emily came to be friends.
Sammy practically tackled her in the park earlier this summer, and then he somehow managed to find his way to your old house a couple times.
That was amazing. You two ever go out?
If you count having dinner by accident, then yes, exactly once. Why? Are you jealous?
Should I be?
Trust me, you've got nothing to worry about. I've been waiting for you all my life. What are you still doing here? Waiting for you, Danny. Always waiting for you. You need to go. Now.
Step ahead of you. I got myself a ticket back to Cali tonight. I thought maybe you could come with me. Come on. We're best buds, remember?
We're nothing, Tyler. We're done.
Danny. I know you don't mean that.
I do.
What are you afraid of? Me?
Stop it. I want you out of here and out of my life.
It's impossible. We know way too much about each other. And I know way too much about your family.
Oh, are you threatening me?
I don't know. Do I need to? Look at you, so perfect. You really do lead such a charmed life. Good thing Daddy's money takes up the slack, because you're really not that bright, are you?
No, you're right. I should have realized what a worthless parasite you are a lot sooner.
I'd watch my mouth if I were you. As pretty as it is, it could get you into more trouble than you could handle. Who are you calling?
The cops.
Well, I guess you really are afraid of me. Maybe you're not as stupid as I thought. Have a nice life, Dan.
Trick is not to dig too deep, not to lay it on too thick. It's kind of like a good first date.
Like this.
Yeah, you're a natural. This Eris thing ever goes south, you got yourself a big future in clam baking.
How are things with Amanda?
Good. Sometimes I can see a lot of pain and anger fighting to take over. I don't know that happiness is ever really going to come that easy to her. Not like it used to.
Damn, Jason knows Jack! Prepare for payback!
Whoa! Bruce, precious and delicious cargo!
Oh, clowns. Yeah, that kind of gross. Yeah. No, they bite. Just make sure you're careful with her.
Yeah, Amanda's dealt with enough pain. I'm not about to let anything else hurt her.
Hey,
Hey,
what are you doing?
I'm just making sure the gun stays handy, in case Tyler's completely lost it.
Is that really necessary?
Well, like he's got no job, no place to live, and nothing left to lose. He said he was getting on a plane for the West Coast, but I don't know for sure. I can't believe I never saw this side of him.
There's no way you could have. His medication kept it hidden. I gotta get this.
Right.
Tyler's unspooling at warp speed. Where the hell is he now?
Well, based on his coordinates, you can take a serious chill pill. He's 31,000 feet, heading west to San Francisco.
Are you sure?
Positive. Like people, technology never lets me down.
What about his brother? Is he still on his way?
A bit of a wild goose chase, but the Hamptons could always use another sexy surgeon. Have fun tonight.
Hey, you wanna come by?
Thought it was only for friends and family.
Well, that means you qualify. I'll see you later.
Surprise. I want every copy of the videos you made on that hidden camera.
You already have them. All recordings are embedded in that device.
I'm not stupid, Nolan. Guys like you back up everything. Every email, every conversation. It's... what did you call it? Insurance? Where's the camera, Nolan?
Put that thing down. Ty, let's talk about this like reasonable people.
Get it. No!
All right. You're right. I do back everything up. These files are special. And I swear I don't have the camera.
Apparently Tyler's on flight to San Francisco. Put the gun back in the desk where it belongs.
How do you know for sure?
Nolan Roth has better intel than the State Department. After Tyler blackmailed him, he put a bug on his phone.
I knew that you'd track my GPS, so I shipped my phone to Callie ahead of me. How does it feel to be the dumbest guy in the room?
Come upstairs. I have something I want to give you.
Yeah, I bet you do, slut.
Upstairs. What's going on there?
Well, as fun as our time together has been, Nolan, it seems that I have a birthday party to get to. I sure am looking forward to finding out how that video camera made its way from my gym bag all the way to Emily's beach house. Oh, no. Don't spoil it for me. I'll ask her myself. Now then, what to do with you?
I wanted to give you this before everyone got here.
No.
You remember that picture?
Of course, the day we first met, after you spilled your drink on me.
On the night of our first date, you recited an Oliver Wendell Holmes poem to me. Do you remember?
Where we love is home. Home that
And
our feet may leave, but not our hearts.
Well, ever since that night, I've been collecting poems that remind me of you. I know it hasn't been very long, but you already feel like home to me.
There he is. Happy birthday, son. Thank you. Emily, lovely as always.
Thank you, Mr. Grayson. Excuse me. Ashley, thank you so much for your help. That's what I do. How are you holding up with all this Tyler business? Must be awful, realizing that you spent the entire summer dating Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
He's not a monster, Emily. He's sick. It's called empathy. You might want to try a little.
So I checked into sending you to the Du Maurier conference in Paris, but unfortunately the date's back right up to your start date for school.
Well, maybe a semester alongside you makes more sense.
Maybe it does. You know, we should talk about that.
Happy birthday, sweetheart. Oh, I hope this year gives you everything you could ever wish for.
Thank you.
Emily, hello. Hi. Ashley said you did this without any wait staff.
I can tell you it's a refreshing change from the tired old parties at our house.
Mr. and Mrs. Grayson, I'd like to introduce you to Amanda Clark. Hello.
Well, it's nice to see you.
It's a pleasure.
I spoke to Conrad earlier today. He seemed extra tense.
I think he knows what's coming. I've sent Daniel to his grandmother's for the weekend so I can finally put an end to it.
This is really happening then?
Yes.
Come over after. You can finally meet Amanda. More importantly, she can finally meet you.
I'll call you when I'm on my way. 9 o'clock?
Okay.
David? I love you.
I love you too.
What brings you to town?
I just came for a visit, but I'm thinking of making it more permanent. I'm gonna go to the beach and see if Jack's ready for us. I'll go. You stay with your boyfriend.
Hello? Mr. Ross? Yes! Yes! Hey, is anybody there?
There's my girl.
Hi, Daddy.
Mr. Grayson? Oh, please call me Conrad.
Darling, you look lovely.
Hello, Declan.
Mrs. Grayson.
If everyone would head down to the beach, food is ready. Gosh, something.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Ross! Are you alright? Alexander! There's a key! In the planter by the dolphin! Hurry!
Jack's a real keeper. You should try to hold on to that one. That's the plan.
Yeah. So did you know Amanda was in town?
It came to my attention.
And you didn't think to mention it?
Amanda,
If she's indeed David's daughter, I want to look her straight in the eye before I consult it with you. So far, I'm not impressed. All I can see is a pretty girl with cheap shoes and limited social graces.
Sounds like someone I once knew.
Tyler's on his way to your house. Don't worry, Nolan. I'll make sure she gets the message.
hey, did it suck, guys? Please help yourselves.
Charlotte told me about her mother's little bribery attempt. Please accept my sincerest apologies.
It's all right.
No, it's not. You are very important to Charlotte, and that makes you important to me. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask.
Well, I would like to make a toast to Daniel on your birthday. And to the entire Grayson family. I grow fonder of all of you every day.
And here's to my good luck that Emily happened into our lives at all.
Salud.
Cheers.
Daniel, I can't believe how much time has passed since I first brought you home from the hospital. And in a way, I've been working on this gift ever since. sometimes the best way to show someone you love them is to not buy them anything at all. I hope you like it.
Memories of Daniel Grayson. Daniel used to spend hours sailing boats on Georgia Caban. That was my favorite place in the whole world.
It's a memory book. It's a collection of stories and photos of every summer we've ever come here since you were a boy.
I love it. Thanks, Mom. It's beautiful.
That is so inventive. I'm gonna get the cake.
Where the hell is it?
What are you doing here?
You do not want to mess with me right now. Where's that whale figurine that you stole from me?
Whale figurine?
I saw the video feed from your BFF Nolan's house. I know it's here.
I don't know what you're talking about. You should get out. You're not welcome here.
Give it to me now, you bitch!
Out of my face. You know the Graysons can't stand you. Leeching off of them all summer. Who can blame them? Daniel told me you've always given him the creeps, and even Ashley thinks that you're a lying hypocrite. And as for me, well, I've always seen you for exactly what you are. An impotent little misfit who's gonna spend the rest of his life on the outside looking in.
Emily.
Wow. Brightland. Thanks, Dad. Makes quite a statement. Watch says a lot about a man. Who he is, where he's going.
What deficiencies he's trying to compensate for. Where on earth is Emily?
I think she's just grabbing the cake.
Oh, there she is. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Come on, people, yes, big finish. Happy birthday, dear Daniel. Happy birthday to you. Sit down, Emily. Make a wish. Emily Thorne, poor little rich girl next door. You've had a target on my head since the day we met. Now you can see how it feels.
Tyler, buddy, put the gun down.
Shut up, Danny! You made it clear that I'm not your buddy, and now you're on the losing end of things for once in your life.
Tyler, I beg of you, don't hurt my children. Please think about what you're doing.
Oh, believe me, I have. And this time, the Graysons aren't the ones calling the shots. Now, how about a party game, huh? Something we can all play. Let's call it Truth or Die. I ask a question and you tell the truth. If you don't, someone dies.
Tyler, be reasonable. You're not shooting anyone.
Okay, Connie, you're up first. Now, let's take it all the way back to David Clark in the summer of '93. You have 3 seconds to tell everyone the truth about what really happened to David Clark. Clock's ticking, Conrad.
Tyler, please.
Do it! Or I swear, once again, someone is going to die because you were too weak to own up to your lies. Question is, who?
Why don't you calm down, son? This doesn't involve them.
Wrong answer. Tyler? Alex, what the hell are you doing here?
I hadn't heard from you in a while. I was worried. We all were.
Mom and Dad don't care about me, they cut me off. And you're just here so they can lock me up again.
No, that was a mistake. Mom and Dad want to make it up to you. Come on. Let's go talk about it. Just the two of us.
Get off the
So they found Frank's wallet with Tyler's jacket.
What?
Yeah. And he's now the prime suspect in their murder investigation. Which means I'm no longer in their crosshairs. Which also means that you and that lawyer of yours can have the battle royale you've been gunning for. You better buckle up.
Emily Thorne. Displaying emotion while withholding your inner ninja at gunpoint. You almost seem like a mere mortal tonight.
There's a first and a last time for everything.
Found it interesting that the police didn't find any bullets in the gun. Your gun? Thought you always kept that thing loaded.
Not always.
You never cease to amaze and terrify me, Maestro.
So sorry. Yeah, me too. Oh, that was fun.
Oh, we sure know how to pick them, huh?
Duress impacts relationships in one of two ways. It either tears people apart or strengthens their connection, binding them tightly in a common objective.
You okay?
Yeah. No. Do you have any idea what that guy was getting at when he said the truth about David Clark?
Well, he's probably just another conspiracy lunatic. A lot of them out there.
Maybe. Or maybe there really is more to the story than we've been told.
Some birthday. If anything had happened to you or Charlotte tonight.
It didn't. We're both okay.
Yeah, but still. I don't know what I did to deserve you, Emily Thorne. But I can't imagine my life without you.
Luckily, you don't have to. I shudder to think what you charge for a late-night house call.
Trust me, this is one bill you should be delighted to pay. I found a doctor who's willing to manufacture the documents necessary to prove you had that miscarriage. In the eyes of the law, Conrad's prenup with you is null and void.
And nothing else matters.